I hate my weddings, okay? I hate the weddings that happen in my state, in my region, basically where I live. The reason being that it's so exhausting, okay? The wedding lasts for 3 days straight, okay? And each day has like its own function, but that function could be done in a single day, okay? I don't know what to do in the first day. I don't know. They do something in the first day. I don't know what it is. I don't know why the second day is important. And then the third day, the groom basically goes to the bride's house and takes her home. And the groom usually goes there with like all his male family members, and they sit there for like 3 hours, okay, just talking. Usually not talking, but they just sit there in silence. And then after that happens, they like go home. That's it. 3 days for this. And also these weddings, they have like the budget on these is expensive. Okay, really, really expensive weddings every single day. So how, like, you might be wondering, how expensive are they? Well, first of all, they need like a tent to house probably say around 200, 300 people, and the tent is like 20, 14 feet high, and it should have housed that many guests in it. And they get this entire agency for it, and then they, set the tent up, and all of that is good. And then after that, what happens is then they need to get food for all these guests, right? So they order 100 kg, 200 kg of food and all of that food items and all of that stuff. And you might be wondering, why not be cost efficient? Like, see how many invitations you send out, and then it's based on that, guess like on the average, like the maximum how many people are gonna come. So if you send out like 300 people, 300 invitations, guess around the 300 people are gonna come, because some might not, some might bring the like family members along. So like 300 to 315 people are gonna come to your wedding, right? And you want to like be cost efficient, be like, okay, so we're gonna say like 100 grams per person and calculate around, because you don't want to spend too much money on the wedding and just like throw away the rest. Say if they only use up 100 kg, but you bought like 200 kg and you cooked it all up, and then it's just pointless because this cooked rice is not gonna stay good, fresh for like another week or so. And you with your family, you're not gonna finish 100 kg of rice in like weeks, right? I mean, that's what usually happens. So they cook up all the rice and then they serve it up, and then whatever does not get eaten gets thrown away. That's what it happens. That's wasteful, and that's a wedding. If that does not happen, okay, then they're bound to waste it on something else. If they're not gonna waste it on food, then they waste it on gold. So they like give out gold as a gift to the bride, and that's like too much gold. There's like gold earrings, chains, necklaces, bangles, rings. There's like a lot of chains involved in this. Chains, all of it is pure gold, and they cost a lot. So like the main reason why these weddings are so expensive is because of that. Then comes the food. Then comes like these hiring for these agencies to come and set these up. I mean, they're not agencies, but they call themselves agencies. So there's like tenting agencies and stuff. So then you have to hire the agencies to set up like the decorations in your house, to set up like this. You usually have like the things like lights hanging from the top of the roof of the houses. They have these like walkways into the main entrance of the house, and they have like these arches around them, and all of that needs setting up. And the agencies, they also obviously will get ask money. And also another thing that they do is they hire like chefs, I guess, personal chefs, not really personal, but they hire chefs basically that they sit in your backyard, and you have to also waste money on like the wood to get to fire. It's basically a big process. There's a lot of involvement into this 3 days, and it's just pointless in the end because majority of it is just gonna get thrown away. They hire so much stuff, they get so much stuff, and then they never use it for like a long time. Like the gold that they get, they wear it for like the first week of their marriage, and then it's never mentioned. They lock it up in the boxes, original boxes, and then they probably put them in like chests or somewhere, and they just hide them away, just store them away for someone to potentially break in or rob. And that's like the entire wedding. Can you imagine 3 days for this? And in the end, everyone is just exhausted. Everybody's just so angry. I remember being in these weddings, and I just get so tired of basically not doing anything. I don't do anything in these weddings. I just sit around and talk with the people that are there, talk with my cousins or someone. But what gets me exhausted is like the mental frustration of people being there in general. Can you imagine being surrounded by 150 people in your house where you can't even like lay down without being judged? okay, without doing anything. And usually they sing so much in these weddings. That's like the second worst thing in these weddings. Okay, they sing so loudly. Like if someone was having a marriage like 7 houses away, or like 10 houses, you'd still hear it in the dead of the night. And now what's becoming frequent is they hire these bands in the weddings. I remember it was like exams, and I was sleeping in my room, and like literally like the next door neighbors, like they were a wall over. They hired a band that played for like the entire night up to 3 or 4 a.m. And I did not sleep for 3.5 hours because they played the music so loud. My ears started to hurt, and I had a brain, like my brain was so tired, my eyes were drooping, but I couldn't sleep because it was so loud. They had these speakers on, people were shouting and screaming, and there was this, it was, oh my god, it was annoying me. Okay, they did not care about the people around them, and you cannot say anything to them because there are like so many people, and and they considered it rude as a way to excuse the fact that they literally are not letting you sleep. Okay, they don't care about the fact that you might have to wake up and do something important, that you actually have a life. So the marriage, like, this is the entire portion of the marriage. Okay, that's just it. Waste, show off, debt. Three things. And in the end, like, there's no real point to all of this. All this waste, to all of this show off. There's really nothing good that ever comes out of this marriage, other than the fact that someone got married. But then you can be cost efficient and make it look extravaganza. No, extravagant. You can make it look extravagant and be cost efficient, and not have a mental toll on people. Okay, not only mental, actually it's physical as well. Because yeah, sometimes you have to. I mean, the last wedding that I was in, I had to do a lot of work, like setting, giving out the. Oh right, the plates. I forgot about the plates. How could I forget about the plates? The plates are the third worst things. The way that they eat there is also really bad, and I hate it. So basically, what happens is, like, they sit them all in a tent, and they roll out this cloth for everyone that surrounds all of the guests, and they set up like these huge plates. I'm not sure how huge they are, but I guess 2 feet, more 2 feet, 3 feet in length, in diameter, and they fill it up with rice to the brim with rice, and they expect 4 people to eat it up. So it's usually like groups of four that are on this plate, and they expect 4 people to eat up, like say a kg or 2 kg on the rice on that plate. It's usually I probably think 2 kg of rice on the plate, and they usually don't, and most of that rice is thrown away. So even if like there's uncooked rice left, and this rice gets thrown away, and that's usually like 50 kg, it's 10 kg even. That's still a lot of rice that goes away into waste. And the surprising thing is that these people don't care about saliva or anything. So they can really just eat with their mouth full, they talk, and like rice bits get thrown away into everyone's food, and that's why I hate this. And it's just disgusting overall in general. And oh my god, okay, I hate that. I hate that the most. Yeah. No, the singing comes after this. So I hate the people, I hate the way they eat, and I hate the way they sing.